What is up, Overwatch Odyssey? Is Zoran again coming at you from the booth tonight. We have got an exciting matchup between two powerhouse teams. We have got the Lootboxers going up against XL2 A, and this will definitely be a showdown to see. I'm excited to see these two teams go head-to-head. We are going to be waiting on Lootboxers to make their map pick, but we are going to be seeing a ban on Busan from XL2. So while we are waiting on Lootboxer's map pick, looking at the lineups here, looks like Julian and Deez will be playing tank, starting things off. Both are some pretty solid ball players. So seeing if the Wrecking Ball will come out here on control and see how those go up against each other will be good. But we will be getting things underway in just a moment here. Alrighty, and we are back. The Lootboxers have selected Nepal to get things underway, and we'll be ready to see these two teams go head-to-head. Now, looking at these two teams and their lineups here, XL2A actually currently sitting undefeated as they went through Group B, and now sitting up top, secured a spot in the top 4 seeds, but still competing to see which seed they will ultimately come away with, and hoping to do that, coming up against a very tough foe with the Lootboxers as their opponent. We do have Julian again on tank. We have got we're going to say Lover and Eugene on DPS, and Arrow and Dream Suite on support. For the side of XL2A, we've got A7 and Joe Mama with Sonic and Archer on support. I will say, so Eugene and Lover are both new players for Lootboxers. I don't believe we've seen them play, so it'll be interesting to see how that meshes so well. And I remember we did an interview, I believe, with Julian and just talking about the chemistry that Lootboxers are able to bring, so we'll see how that works out. On the XL2 side, however, I do know that they have a lot of team chemistry and they do have a lot of play time together, so we'll see if that plays into things. We are going to see the ball come out on both ends. Deez and Julian both playing ball here. And Deez going to be making the first offensive effort here. Eugene getting about halfway down. Now Julian contesting in. Looks like A7 and Joe Mama are going to be taking that flank, applying some pressure in the background, but Eugene able to strike first, does get Archer down. And Julian able to get Sonic. Deez able to get Eugene. And Julian gets caught up a little bit. And some pressure put on Arrow, but Arrow hoping to get out very low on HP. Julian able to stop D's from following up on that elim against Arrow. And looks like the rest of XL2 will be there. Still no one having capped the point. It looks like Julian and Lover both there on to Joe Mama. And now Archer's going to be the pick. Archer with, I'll say, very low mobility might be the first option for Lootboxers. Still no one capping the point. Deez and Julian trading supports respectively. And Julian does go down. This could be what XL2 needs, and XL2 is going to get the point. And D's able to finish off the elim onto Lover. And there's going to be the pulse bomb from Joe. Does not connect. B is going to come out for XL2A. And they're really hoping to get Julian out here. And Joe Mama just following Julian around from health pack to health pack. But here's going to be the beat coming out with the nano. And D's able to get Dream Sweep, but it looks like Lootboxers having captured the objective here. And they are going to be able to stagger Joe Mama a little bit, but Tracer's high mobility isn't really going to be much of a factor. But XL2A now being forced to regroup, stop at 40% exactly. And there's going to be the minefield. Pulse bomb coming out. Julian able to get one with the mines. Lover able to get Archer down with the pulse bomb. Joe Mama very low, is able to escape. Going from Lucio to Lucio here. And there's going to be the rally from Archer. There are going to be the mines from D's right onto the objective. But Julian still able to get that first pick. Archer does go down. And Joe Mama able to get Dream Sweep down. D's able to get Arrow with a mine. Maybe some unfortunate wall riding there, but an elim nonetheless. Julian just trying to stall for percentage. And still climbing. Lootboxers able to get almost to 80% before giving up the retake to XL2A. An ambitious pulse bomb from Joe Mama attempting to get Dream Sweep there. We do have the shot coming out from A7. And there's going to be another blade from Eugene. Able to get Sonic, able to get Archer. Joe Mama very low, does go down as well. That is a huge 3K from Eugene. Make that a 4K, and Latina able to get the pulse bomb onto A7. That is going to be a big team fight for Lootboxers, able to stop XL2 at 75%, now getting close to 90. Huge Suzu there from Archer. There's going to be the blade, the nano. And D's putting the mines down again. And nice combo there from A7 and Joe Mama able to get Arrow down. Eugene going down as well. And there are going to be the mines from Julian. Joe Mama able to take down Dream Sweep. And a nice pick there from the Lootboxers, but D's able to get Lover down. And D's able to get Arrow as well. Lootboxers are going to have to make a solid effort here to get on the objective. Looks like XL2 starting to regroup a little bit here. And there's going to be the overtime procced. Pulse bomb coming out from Joe Mama. Again, not connecting. Lover making some pressure here onto Archer, forcing out Suzu. And there are going to be more mines from D's. And Archer able to strike first, but Julian does go down. And beat coming out from Sonic. That's going to give a lot of wiggle room for XL2. Archer able to get another. And with Lover hopping off of the objective, overtime going down very fast. That is going to be the first round. XL2A coming away with it. Solid play from both teams. Something you maybe don't see necessarily all the time, but both teams really fighting. I had to get off of Joe Mama there. I kept hearing the pistols even though we weren't specking anymore. Anyway, both teams fighting off the objective. It stayed at 0-0 for a while. Just trying to make a secure capture here. And D's able to get Dream Sweep. Arrow getting Sonic, though. Chat, I think that we have discovered a new bug thanks to this hotfix that Blizzard released. We hear tracer sounds 24/7. Archer very low. Suzu does come out. Julian able to get Sonic. And Archer able to get Lover down, but not before Lover's able to get that pick. Archer able to get another, taking down Eugene. Lootboxers now without both DPS, but with control of the objective at 10% and climbing. Joe Mama now making that swap to Sombra, sparing our ears. And Julian goes off the map. Huge heads-up play from A7 to start this fight. Lootboxers now without their tank. And there's going to be the beat from Arrow to try and keep the point with as much progress as possible. And again, Lover doing some serious work, throwing in a pulse bomb there. Julian able to get back. Again, Lootboxers just fighting for percentage here, now past 50. And there's going to be the beat from XL2, and they are able to capture the objective, stopping the Lootboxers at 60%. Lootboxers now hoping to make a regroup. And A7 able to get the pick on the Lover. Kitsune Rush coming out from the side of XL2. Sonic looking very low. Does not get out. There's going to be the tectonic shot coming out from A7. And Dream Sweep, a nice play there. And that is going to be the objective retake for the Lootboxers, stopping XL2A at 35%. Nice early picks there from Julian and Eugene, setting XL2A even further back. And D's really wanting to get Eugene there. An early pick. Blade does come out. And that is a nice boop from Sonic, preventing anything from happening, but Julian does get the pick. Lootboxers now at 90%. And that's a big hack, but Lover able to get Joe Mama down. Here comes a pulse bomb, and there's going to be mines. Unfortunate for Lover there. And a nice slam from D's able to get Dream Suite down as well. And it looks like a tactical reset there from Eugene, hoping to get a solid regroup as XL2A retakes point at 45% now and climbing. And Dream Suite able to finish off the Elam there onto A7. Lootboxers now up 1. And Archer able to answer back, does get arrow, but 2 more go down. XL2A, and now without both supports. And D's able to get the pick onto Lover, even after getting stuck. Does take the health pack. And there is going to be the beat drop from Arrow for the Lootboxers. And here's a blade coming up here soon. And able to get Sonic down, able to get Archer going down as well. But A7 getting a pick before going back to the spawn room. Lootboxers now have the objective at 99%. XL2A at 96%. But D's just trying to stall. And Joe Mama does get a pick. Eugene does go down. This could be a retake from XL2A. Rush coming out as well. Lootboxers just trying to, I'll say, mitigate some of the damage. But they did lose control of the point. Nano does come out. Lover has the Nano. Lots of damage. And Julian able to get the pick there onto Sonic. And able to get that pick before A7 can burrow. And that's going to be the pick onto Julian. And that's going to be the second map. Another close contest between these two teams. And we will be seeing a third point here at Nepal. All right, well, hopefully we don't hear tracer pistols in our ears as we are moving to the next capture point. But overall, both teams playing really well. The thing I liked from XL2A is they made that swap to Sombra to try and mitigate some of the damage that Julian was doing. However, ultimately swapping back to Tracer, I liked the swap, but maybe staying there would have been the right decision, especially now with the perks. But we are going to be seeing some swaps as well. So Julian going to be staying on the ball, but Eugene will be now swapping to Sojourn, excuse me. And D's now going to be playing a Monkey. Julian able to strike first, gets Joe Mama very early. And D's jumping in, gets in a lot of damage, but Archer does go down. Sonic going down as well. Lootboxers going for the objective, and they are capping. Very nicely done. Great first, I'll say, fight and a half from the Lootboxers. A7 does get Eugene, but Dream Suite answering back here. And that's going to be a regroup for XL2A as Lootboxers come away with the first capture. And D's going to be immediately swapping back to the ball. And we are going to be seeing a Moira here from Archer. Joe Mama does get the pick onto Julian. And Eugene getting Joe Mama down. And there it was going to be the railgun from Eugene. Support's going to have to do some serious work to keep Eugene up, getting very low. A nice pick there onto Archer, being very much aware of where the other team is at. Dream Suite looking very low, trying to avoid Joe Mama. That would have been a 6 sleep had it landed. And holding on to Nano. Lootboxers have 3 coming up on 4 alts, and XL2A is going to be coming up on all 5, having only used Railgun there, but the bombs are going to be coming out early here on the objective, as Deez is going to capture the objective. Beat coming out as well from XL2A. And Sonic does get very low, Joe Mama low as well, but Sonic able to get the pick there onto Lover. And Julian able to finish off the pick there onto Sonic. Deez and Joe Mama just absolutely pincering Eugene, getting that pick. And Deez almost looked not satisfied with letting Julian get out, pushing it a little bit, but Eugene getting an early first pick here onto Sonic. That's going to be pretty big for the Lootboxers. Joe Mama almost looking like going for a pulse, but able to recall and get out early. Nice ante there onto Deez, and there's going to be the beat, but it is Ajax. Archer able to get the pick onto Lover. A7 completing the Ajax onto Arrow. And that is overtime already started here as XL2 gets to 99%. Eugene again getting that pick. And there's going to be Tectonic Shock here from A7. And a lot of damage. A7 does end up going down. Lootboxers on the objective. And almost a C9 from the Lootboxers. And objective is going to be captured. And XL2 almost able to capture the objective. Pulse Bomb does come out from Lover. Able to get Archer out of Fade. Coming up on a beat, though, to maybe try and help contest, as Lootboxers are now at 93% and climbing. A very nice beat there from Sonic, but Mill still not enough. Does go down. Nano coming out from Dream Suite onto Lover. Eugene able to get 2 picks as well. And a solid hold from the Lootboxers, able to come away with this map 2-1.
Play of the game.
And a solid play there from Eugene on the Genji. Very nicely done. We will now be moving on to either Control or, Control. We just played Control. To Escort or Hybrid, pending the decision of XL2A. So while we do that, please bear with us, and we will be right back.
This ain't no regular thing. I came for the shot and it's clean. This is my city, yeah, this is my team. If you talking and talking me nice, I play with all of my life. You see my name in the lights, better get right, I'm champion. The game is in trouble, I've been in my depth for the piece of the puzzle, I got it for real. Still keep me going, I wake up and hustle, you won't see me buckle, I've been in the field. Man of the town, you been in your fields, I'm adjusting this crown. Call me your majesty, either that or your tragedy, we shutting everything down. I've been high like somebody put a candle on them. Off top, I don't really stand opponents, this mine. The moment is, run out and start a bunch of pandemonium. More game, I got some, the skill is bar one, y'all done, the game in the coffin. Referee screen, rest in peace, and think twice if you next to me, it's West. This ain't no regular thing, I came for the ring, you know what I mean. I shoot my shot and it's clean, this is my city, yeah, this is my team. If you talking and talking me nice, I play with all of my life. You see my name in the lights, better get right, I'm champion. It's our repetition, I'm stacking these trophies, I'm good with addition. I spit like a pastor, I give you the vision. Up early morning, enough for the sleeping. My life is a dream, but you wishing you lived it. Haters get livid, my pocket's Pacific, that's deep if you get it. So Tempur-Pedic, I sleep on the critics. Don't feel like competing, I'm hearing these crickets. Whoa, let me switch the flow, a new bounce. Coming to the den with a lion, I'm gon' pounce. Know I've been a king for a while, got a ring and a crown, that's the bling with the blow. What the team is about, champions. You can tell by the ambience of this sound. Referee screen, rest in peace, and think twice if you next to me, it's no doubt. This ain't no regular thing, I came for the ring, you know what I mean. If you talking and talking me nice, I play with all of my life. You see my name in the lights, better get right. This ain't no regular thing, I came for the ring, you know what I mean. I shoot my shot and it's clean, this is my city, yeah, this is my team. If you talking and talking me nice, I play with all of my life. You see my name in the lights, better get right, I'm champion.
J like the letter, I'm making several waves. I know the mission the same. I made a splash, now all of my passes last like running a race with Usain. I keep it coming like this is a buffet. And if I'm stumbling, I'm in the graves. Never gon' fumble it, I get the bag and I run with it. Gunning it, gunning it, gunning it, gunning it. Murray with the legs, all about finesse, I am not impressed. I don't need a rash coming in with last, then you see the flash. Elohim with the melody and they keep supply the breath. 70, keep it heavenly, everybody get the bread. I got the bread and I got the juice. I got some dogs and I let them loose. Bring in the storm and this ain't the Zeus. Walk in the skies but this ain't the loop. This ain't the cruise. We ain't the same, you ain't have a clue. I'm in the game and untouchable, cause I got the flame and this is the proof. Loading my tote, I still want all the smoke. We ain't talking about jokes, we just talking about more. I see all of my goals and it's looking like gold. I ain't asking for hope cause I know that it's show. Now you seeing me blow. This is premeditated, I've been underrated. That's an understatement, I ain't coming later. The abundance came when I allowed my bosom to the loving greatest. He the one who made it, so I'm in my bag. I died way before I ever raise a white flag. Shooting right back, raise the price tag. Chasing down all of these ghosts to light grab. Who could really stop me is what I ask. Homie, you can never get your time back. Only me and my reflection fight back. That's why this beat gon' probably need a nice pack. Just like the 26, I'm finna run with it. I ain't gon' punt, we ain't taking it knee. I keep the starters and we going farther like T.O. and Philly, we throwing it deep. This only possible through all the obstacles. I went ahead and I found me some peace. It's why my reflection is rocking the cheese. J like the letter, I'm making several waves. I know the mission the same. I made a splash, now all of my passes last like running a race with Usain. I keep it coming like this is buffet. And if I'm stumbling, I'm in the graves. Never gon' fumble it, I get the bag and I run with it. Gunning it, gunning it, gunning it, gunning it. Murray with the legs, all about finesse, I am not impressed. I don't need a rash coming in with blast, then you see the flash. Elohim with the melody and then he supply the breath. 70, keep it heavenly, everybody get the bread.
I got some bread and I got some cheese. I'm not impressed with none of the steez. Told her myself if it's up to me. Top of the list, I'm running the league, don't run into me. We not the same, the homie compete. I'm in the game, I'm pulling from deep. Lugging a loaf, this is heavily. Another loaf, I've been burning toast. Let them tell it, I done done the most. I'm jumping, hopping, skipping, frogging, ribbon over all these gimmicks like I'm jumping rope. I done phoned it gold. Hit me with with a light, I got right back to it. Future looking brighter than a diamond jeweler, and the reason why, cause I put God in my music. It's been like this, it's like Sawyer Way. Sauce on everything, bowling A's. I've been legit since the 7th grade, and it's safe to say I control the wave. Control my speed, control my pace. Clean the G's, let's hold the grace. Please believe I've been running this marathon, and my faith gon' hold the place. They saying I win again. Hard act to follow and tough pill to swallow, remind them of sentiment. This gift is a benefit. See, I hate it, good sentiment. Ever see me chillin', plot no millions.
Alrighty, and we are back. As you can see on your screen, we will be going to Scrims Row once again, per XL2A's pick. And Lootboxers did ban Eichenwald, but opted to do defense first. Teams are ready, and we will be heading into Scrims Row now.
Now entering King's Row.
All right, and just reflecting there on the control map we had at Nepal, both teams very evenly matched, and it'll be interesting who will overcome. Now, I will point out Hockey Pizza Man is going to be coming in for Julian, so we could be seeing a swap from the ball, or we will likely be seeing a swap from the ball, I should say, on the side of Lootboxers. Now, D's may be selecting something different. We could be seeing a Winton coming from the side of XL2A, but also Speedy will be coming in for Joe Mama as XL2 prepares their attack.
Ready for battle.
I like the commentary pipes that we're getting here in the comments section. Deez is going to have a high-flying moment here is Pipe's prediction. We will see if that comes true. Looks like we're going to be seeing a poke-type brawl, I guess hybrid, as we do have that Ram Ash May for the walls. On the side of XL2, we do have a Wrecking Ball once again,
5, 4.
a Bastion and a Genji, as well as the Brigana.
Attackers incoming. Defend objective A. Stay focused.
And I lied, we will not be seeing a Bastion. A7 going back to the Venture here. And Speedy doing some scoping here. And there is going to be the contest made by Hockey Pizza Man. And Dream Suite able to get that first pick onto Sonic. And it's just Archer here, but maybe able to get out. A7 there does come in to assist D's in the back line of Lootboxers. Dream Suite getting very low, but able to avoid getting eliminated. Very nicely played by the Lootboxers to keep Dream Suite alive. But Deez is going to go ahead and apply pressure onto Lover here. Meanwhile, Hockey Pizza Man and Eugene are putting in some work, taking down 2, but Deez and A7 getting 2 as well is still even, but Speedy getting low. Arrow able to finish off that Elim. And A7 and D's able to clean up nicely, and this could be the capture. Will the Lootboxers be pushing? And there will not be a recontest from the Lootboxers. And the mine's coming out. Speedy going to contest here, getting close to that first perk. Playing here in the mines of D's. And able to get a pick. And Speedy able to finish off the elim onto Eugene here, and Hockey Pizza Man going down as well. So far, the offensive push from XL2A is looking very solid, and it looks like there will be a swap made. A couple swaps made. It looks like Eugene going to be playing the Soj, and Lover going back to the Tracer here. Looks like just setting up a little bit. Lootboxers hoping to get a full regroup before going in. And D's looking for a boop off the map. And there's going to be the push. And there's going to be the beat early. Blade coming out from Speedy. Looking for Dream Suite. Does get the pick on the Dream Suite. And Orbital being dropped by Arrow here. And Annihilation as well. Able to get Archer. Able to get Sonic. A7 down and Speedy down as well. D's forced to regroup. And Lover looking for a backline flank here. Getting a lot of damage there onto Speedy. Mines coming out from D's. And Tectonic Shot coming out as well, but not able to connect. And a couple picks there from D's coming to get Eugene as well, but Arrow doing some solid work keeping up Eugene. But as I say that, of course, D's able to finish off that elim, and this will be XL2A able to get to the checkpoint with just under 3.5 minutes to finish off the map. We are coming close to a railgun. We do have a pulse bomb from the Lootboxers. We are getting close to some more mines, but we do have a window from XL2A as well. And Speedy able to... It looks like a trade from Speedy and Dream Suite. And there's going to be the window from Archer here. And a very nice use of Vortex and a body blocking. D's not able to get out. And that's going to be the Lootboxers go. Hockey Pizza Man able to get Sonic, able to get Archer. And Lover hoping to capitalize in there. But just with A7 and Speedy, that's going to be a tough ask. I believe really shutting down Lover quite a bit. There's going to be the golden gloves popped here by Hockey Pizza Man. And Beat coming out early again. D's able to get the pick on the Hockey Pizza Man with the mines. And D's not able to get out. Very nice work collapsing onto D's here. Lover able to get the final blow. A7 very low as well and going down also. Very nicely done, and Lootboxers have almost all 5 ults with just under 2 minutes left. XL2 holding on to Riptire and only Riptire. A little over 50% for Tectonic Shock as well. This could be a huge factor, but ult is going to be used very early. There's going to be the overclock and not able to connect with anyone. Speedy able to get Lover down. Eugene going down as well. That is definitely not what Lootboxers were looking for, but Hockey Pizza Man using ult as well. Also a questionable call. Speedy able to pick up several elims there in that fight. And there's going to be the Kitsune rush, however. Riptire coming out. So far, it's still an even fight for both teams. Hockey Pizza Man now swapping to ball. Not something we usually see from Hockey Pizza Man, but here in this last defensive effort, able to body block and eliminate Archer. D is now on payload. And Speedy coming back, looking for some elims. big damage there coming from Eugene. And there's going to be the tectonic shock. There's just a lot going on, but yet no elims. But as I say that, A7 able to connect, getting UG down. And Hockey Pizza Man able to really do a nice job. Almost close to mines, does not get mines, mashing the Q button. Maybe there are going to be the mines. Clutch, and the overclock coming out from Eugene as well. Able to pick up 2. Mines coming out from D's as well. Archer going down, Eugene going nuts right now. And there's going to be the orbital. Lootboxers are going to be able to connect. Speedy's tire goes down. Speedy goes down. It is just D's. Eugene just cleaned house. Very nicely done. That came, again, down to the wire.
0 to 2. Switching sides.
Man. So, Lootboxers, a successful defense, although it was very close. We're going to be looking to see if XL2A is going to be able to hold off the Lootboxers. On XL2's offensive push, it looked very strong right until that last checkpoint. But that last checkpoint, you know, getting to complete the map is definitely the hardest spot, with the defensive team's spawn being right there. So definitely nothing to be ashamed of for XL2A. Now they're just going to have to replicate that strength that they had on offense on defense. D's going to be sticking with the ball with knowing Hockey Pizza Man will not be playing ball or usually doesn't play the ball. Something to consider. You see Lover going to be playing Widow. Eugene sticking with the Soj here. And we do have that Kiri Juno on the side of XL2. We are going to see, again, the ball. We do have the Venture Genji, so Speedy hopping off the Junkrat. And we've got a Lucio Moira.
5, 4, 3, 2, 1. Attackers incoming.
Of course, we got to spec the Widow first, look for some headshots.
I'm on my game now.
And nothing. Yeah, and it looks like that swap is going to be made. And D's hoping to knock XL2 off the point, but is able to at least pick up an Elim. Eugene does go down. And there going to be the Golden Gloves. Hockey Pizza Man able to get A7 down. Archer able to get Arrow down. And just here to contest the point. And Lover able to get Speedy down. Sonic very low. Not able to get out. Lootboxers with a very solid offensive push. Mines already from D's. That is crazy. And Speedy now going back to the Junkrat. Hockey Pizza Man able to get Sonic. Speedy taken down. Lover again. I like this positioning that Arrow's holding down here in this corner. Not really I'll say, a usual place for the support to be hanging out. We are going to see that overclock come from Eugene, able to get Archer, and several picks being made. Lootboxers in the unique position. You know, I was kind of questioning that ult there from Eugene. Not necessarily needed, but Lootboxers do have all 5 ults. Maybe it was one of those positions. Use them if you got them. Just secure the objective. Get the cart moving. Just over 4 minutes while pushing the cart. And D's hoping to get an early pick there onto Eugene, but not able to do so. Speedy, however, getting the pick on the Dream Suite. Eugene able to escape from D's, who's just applying pressure to the back line. We do have the Kitsune Rush coming out from the Lootboxers, and Coalescence to answer from Archer. And D's just in the back line again, able to pick off Dream Suite. But Hockey Pizza Man, I'd say unfortunate positioning there from Archer, as Hockey Pizza Man, I think, just kind of shooting down main, able to get that pick. And there's going to be another set of mines coming out from D's, and Annihilation coming out from Hockey Pizza Man. Eugene picking up 2, but does go down to A7. And Hockey Pizza Man able to finish off the Annihilation and take D's down. Archer getting dangerously low, but able to avoid the Elim right around that corner. Hockey Pizza Man not wanting to extend too far. 3 on the cart for the Lootboxers, hoping to get as much time as possible, pushing to this final checkpoint. D's now swapping to Diva, and A7 going to be playing Bastion. But 2 picks, 3 picks for the Lootboxers. This recontest is definitely not going how XL2A hoped. And D's does go off the map, out of mech. 3.5 minutes for the Lootboxers to complete the map, holding on to 2, getting close to 3 ults. XL2A have to dry fight this one. If Lootboxers are able to use ults and use them effectively and wisely, this could be a quick initial fight here. D's taking the high ground. I like that, pressuring Arrow off of that space. Dream Suite does get very low, and there's going to be the push. Eugene getting 2 here. No supports for XL2A. Speedy very low on the Junkrat. And a remech onto Arrow and push it in. D's able to get Eugene down. Dream Suite looking very low, and the bomb does come on the line. And D's and Speedy cleaning up for XL2A. Now holding on to 3, getting close, halfway to ults 4 and 5. Lootboxers now in the position they only have Annihilation. Other than that, it'll be a dry fight for them. Now at 2 minutes to finish out the map. But Speedy able to get a fast Elim, but Eugene shutting down the tire again. And D's does get very low. There is going to be the bomb. Man, that speed and fist combo coming from Hockey Pizza Man is dangerous. D's does get the nano, but a lot of ults coming out. There's going to be Annihilation. And Lover able to pick up 2. And that is going to be the map. Lootboxers able to come away with it. Yeah, when we watched that live, I thought for sure that was going to be a contender for play of the game, and lo and behold, it sure was. Lootboxers coming away, taking the lead 2-0, but that's not to say this has been a very closely contested match between these two teams, as we will now be going to push. This could either seal the deal for XL2 A, or this could turn into a potential for a reverse sweep, ? But as we get things situated, we will be right back as selections are being made by these two teams.
Racing to the finish line, seatbelt, fast whips, got a win in mind. See me when I skirt off, ain't no 10 in mine. Friends keep saying slow down, should've seen the signs. Riding down the street road, where we going, I don't know. God, please protect me, I'm halfway home. Take the wheel right now, I let go. Thinking about the ones that let go. I thought by now you forgive me. No, it's not easy forgiving. Found a new reason for living. Nice says, making noise, all I hear him say. Bad cards all the time. Took the hand I was dealt, gotta let it shine. What? Yeah. Tell me where to sign. I'll give it all away for some peace of mind. Cause life fading so late. They got a second chance waiting for it. In disbelief, we ain't been living holy. In disbelief, we ain't been living holy. I thought by now you forgive me. No, it's not easy forgiving. Found a new reason for living. Nice says, making noise, all I hear him say. He say, she say, they say. He say, she say, they say. On my way, it's your way. It's not on my way, it's your way. That's all I hear him say. That's all I hear him say. Hold up, why do they doubt the kid? I'm about to prove them all wrong again. I got a low tolerance, cause they don't even know what the problem is. It's me. You waiting on the boy to fail, then hold your breath and face your death. Cause you play a roulette with each step I progress, no less. Go ahead and place your bets. Cause we know where we at, we know we top tier. Cause all the hate that you bring, we know it stops here. I'm taking off like a rocket here, ain't stopping here. It's strange how they cannot see the future, but see profit here. Wait up, we gon' always win. Promise that that's not a promise, yeah, that is a threat. You know that I promise to bring the team commas. When the whole team win, that's when you flex. Win, and I'ma do it again. Watch me win, then watch me do it again. Tell 'em I can't take no loss. My team hold no L's, no. Aiming for the top, can't make it by myself. I ain't taking no loss. I ain't taking no loss. Look, I'ma always win. I ain't taking no loss. Look, I'ma always win. We already know that we the coldest. Watch me heat it up, let me focus. I'm going toe to toe with foes. I know they notice. I kick in doors, they only hope for closing. Why? Cause they know I go again. And when they in a drought, I'm the one that can make it flow again. Talk to me nice, my team they ready to go again. Running into us, we'll gladly send you home again. Yo, we don't talk, better know the grind gon' match my walk. I'm a cheat code, I don't take no loss. Making no sense, run up the scope, cause all I do is I'ma do it again. Watch me win, then watch me do it again. Tell 'em I can't take no loss. My team hold no L's, no. Aiming for the top, can't make it by myself. I ain't taking no loss. I ain't taking no loss. Look, I'ma always win. I ain't taking no loss. Look, I'ma always win. I'm winning again and again and again, and it's all on repeat. I'ma just sit at the top 'cause I'm running it, dog. On me, I don't know defeat. Had to get back on the phone. I told them don't play with my name 'cause I know that it rings. They want my spot at the top with the crown and they ask who's a rocket. I tell them it's me. I'ma always win.
This ain't no regular thing. I came for the ring, you know what I mean. I shoot my shot and it's clean. This for my city, yeah, this for my team. If you talking, it's hard to be nice. I play with all of my life. You see my name in the lights. Better get right, I'm champion. The game is in trouble. I've been in my depth for the piece of the puzzle. I got it for real. Still keep me going. I wake up and hustle. You won't see me buckle. I've been in the field. Man of the town. You been in your fields. I'm adjusting this crown. Call me your majesty. Either that or your tragedy. We shutting everything down. I've been hot like somebody put a candle on them. Off top, I don't really stand opponents. This mine. The moment is run out and start a bunch of pandemonium. More game, I got some. The skill is bar one. Y'all done. The game in the coffin. Referee scream rest in peace. And think twice if you next to me. It's West. This ain't no regular thing. I came for the ring. You know what I mean. I shoot my shot and it's clean. This for my city, yeah, this for my team. If you talking, it's hard to be nice. I play with all of my life. You see my name in the lights. Better get right, I'm champion. It's our repetition, I'm stacking these trophies. I'm good with addition, I spit like a pastor. I give you the vision. Up early morning, enough for the sleeping. My life is a dream, but you wishing you lived it. Haters get livid, my pocket's Pacific. That's deep if you get it. So Tempur-Pedic, I sleep on the critics. Don't feel like competing, I'm hearing these tickets. Whoa, let me switch the flow, a new bounce. Coming to the den with a lion, I'm gon' pounce. Know I've been a king for a while. Got a ring and a crown, that's the bling with the blow. What the team is about, champions. You can tell by the ambience of this sound. Referee scream rest in peace and think twice if you never see me, just no doubt. This ain't no regular thing. I came for the ring, you know what I mean. If you talking, it's hard to be nice. I play with all of my life. You see my name in the lights. Better get right. This ain't no regular thing. I came for the ring, you know what I mean. I shoot my shot and it's clean. This for my city, yeah, this for my team. If you talking, it's hard to be nice. I play with all of my life. You see my name in the lights. Better get right, I'm champion.
J like the letter, I'm making several waves. I know the mission the same. I made a splash, now all of my passes last like running a race with Usain. I keep it coming like this is buffet. And if I'm stumbling, I'm in the graves. Never gon' fumble it. I get the bag and I run with it, gunning it, gunning it, gunning it, gunning it. Murray with the legs, all about finesse. I am not impressed. I don't need a rash coming in with last, then you see the flash. Elohim with the melody and they can supply the breath. 70, keep it heavenly, everybody get the bread. I got the bread and I got the juice. I got some dogs and I let them loose. Bring in the storm and this ain't the Zeus. Walk in the skies but this ain't the loop. This ain't the cruise. We ain't the same, you ain't have a clue. I'm in the game and untouchable. Cause I got the flame and this is the proof. Loading my tote, I still want all the smoke. We ain't talking about jokes, we just talking about more. I see all of my goals and it's looking like gold. I ain't asking for hope cause I know that it's show. Now you seeing me blow. This is premeditated, I've been underrated. That's an understatement, I ain't coming later. The abundance came when I allowed my bosom to the loving greatest. He the one who made it, so I'm in my bag. I died way before I ever raise a white flag. Shooting right back, raise the price tag. Chasing down all of these ghosts till I grab. Who could really stop me is what I ask. Homie, you can never get your time back. Only me and my reflection fight back. That's why this beat gon' probably need an ice pack. Just like the 26, I'm finna run with it. I ain't gon' punt, we ain't taking it knee. I keep the starters and we going farther like T.O. and Philly, we throwing it deep. This only possible through all the obstacles. I went ahead and I found me some peace. It's why my reflection is rocking the cheese. J like the letter, I'm making several waves. I know the mission is same. I made a splash, now all of my passes last like running a race with Usain. I keep it coming like this is buffet. And if I'm stumbling, I'm in the grave. Never gon' fumble it, I get the bag and I run with it. Gunning it, gunning it, gunning it, gunning it. Worry with the legs, all about finesse, I am not impressed. I don't need a rest, coming in with blast, then you see the flags. Elohim with the melody, and then he supply the breath. 70, keep it heavenly, everybody get the bread.
I got some bread and I got some cheese. I'm not impressed with none of the steez. Told her myself if it's up to me. Top of the list, I'm running the league, don't run into me. We not the same, the homie compete. I'm in the game, I'm pulling from deep. Lugging a loaf, this is everly. Another loaf, I've been burning toast. Let him tell it, I done done the most. I'm jumping, hopping, skipping, frogging, ribbon over all these gimmicks like I'm jumping rope. I done phoned the gold. Hit me with a light, I got right back to it. Future looking brighter than a diamond jeweler. And the reason why, cause I put God in my meals. It's been like this, it's like Sawyer Way. Sauce on everything, bolognese. I've been legit since the 7th grade. And it's safe to say I control the wave. Control my speed, control my pace. Cling to Jesus, hold the grace. Please believe I've been running this marathon and my faith gon' hold the place. They saying I win again. Hard act to follow and tough pill to swallow. Remind them of sentiment. This gift is a benefit. See a hater, nigga sentiment. Ever see me chillin', plotting no millions and counting these benches? Just know I got them straight from him again.
J like the letter, I'm making several waves. I know the mission is same. I made a splash, now all of my passes last like running a race with Usain. I keep it coming like this is buffet. And if I'm stumbling, I'm in the grave. Never gon' fumble it, I get the bag and I run with it. Gunning it, gunning it, gunning it, gunning it. Murray with the legs, all about finesse, I am not impressed. I don't need a rest, coming in with blast, then you see the flags. Elohim with the melody, and then he supply the bread. 70, keep it heavenly, everybody get the bread.
Racing to the finish line, seatbelt, fast whips, got a win in mind. See me when I skirt off, ain't no 10 in mine. Friends keep saying slow down, should've seen the signs. Riding down the street road, where we going, I don't know. God, please protect me, I'm halfway home. Take the wheel right now, I let go. Thinking about the ones to let go. I thought by now you forgive me. No, it's not easy forgiving. Found a new reason
Alrighty, we are dealing with some roster issues on the side of XL2A, so please bear with us as we are getting that figured out and getting the map still figured out. We will be back as quick as we can. I do apologize for the delay for map 3.
Why do they doubt the kid? I'm about to prove them all wrong again. I got a low tolerance, cause they don't even know what the problem is. It's me. You waiting on the boy to fail, then hold your breath and face your death. Cause you play a roulette with each step I progress, no less. Go ahead and place your bets. Cause we know where we at, we know we top tier. Cause all the hate that you bring, we know it stops here. I'm taking off like a rocket here and stopping here. It's strange how they cannot see the future, but see profit here. Wait up, we gon' always win. Promise that that's not a promise, yeah, that is a threat. You know that I promise to bring the team commas. When the whole team win, that's when you flex. Win, and I'ma do it again. Watch me win, then watch me do it again. Tell 'em I can't take no loss. My team hold no L's, no. Aiming for the top, can't make it by myself. I ain't taking no loss. I ain't taking no loss. Look, I'ma always win. I ain't taking no loss. Look, I'ma always win. We already know that we the coldest. Watch me heat it up, let me focus. I'm going toe to toe with foes. I know they notice. I kick in doors, they only hope for closing. Why? Cause they know I go again. And when they in a drought, I'm the one that can make it flow again. Talk to me nice, my team, they ready to go again. Running into us, we'll gladly send you home again. Yo, we don't talk, better know the grind, gon' match my walk. I'm a cheat code, I don't take no loss. Making no sense, run up the scope, cause all I do is win. And I'ma do it again. Watch me win, then watch me do it again. Tell 'em I can't take no loss. My team hold no L's, no. Aiming for the top, can't make it by myself. I ain't taking no loss. I ain't taking no loss. Look, I'ma always win. I ain't taking no loss. Look, I'ma always win. I'm winning again and again and again, and it's all on repeat. I'ma just sit at the top 'cause I'm running it, dog. On me, I don't know defeat. Had to get back on the phone. I told them don't play with my name 'cause I know that it rings. They want my spot at the top with the crown and they ask who's the rocket. I tell them it's me. I'ma always win. This ain't no regular thing. Came for the ring, you know what I mean. I shoot my shot and it's clean. This for my city, yeah, this for my team. If you talking, it's how to be nice. I play with all of my life. You see my name in the lights. Better get right, I'm champion. The game is in trouble. I've been in my depth for the piece of the puzzle. I got it for real. Still keep me going. I wake up and
Alrighty, and we are back. We are going to be looking at Esperanza for this push map. We are waiting for the ready confirmation. We've got the rosters locked in, and these teams are hopefully ready and rearing to go here. And that is going to be the ready confirmation as we get ready for Esperanza. All right, now that we are finally underway for this third map, things have been very tightly contested between these two teams. XL2A hoping to finally close out a map against Lootboxers, looking very strong at Nepal for the control map to lead things off, and a solid push on King's Row on the hybrid map for map 2, but Lootboxers, again, that just power able to overcome XL2A, and so now here we are on push, and Lootboxers hoping to close things out. XL2A hoping to keep the dream alive, possibly looking for, well, going to have to be looking for a reverse sweep. Some roster Excuse me, man, I got the hiccups again. Possible roster swaps have been made. D's going to be sticking on tank. We have got A7 and Anubis on DPS. And then we have, we're going to say Ka71 on support with Archer now, and Julian hopping back in on a tank for the Lootboxers. We are going to be seeing that ball again. D's, however, going to be rolling out on Winston, and A7 not going to be playing Venture. Going to be seeing some Bastion again.
4, 3, 2, 1. Objective unlocks in 30 seconds.
And teams rolling out. Of course, Julian going to be getting that first contest, looking to see what the other team is running, acknowledging that they have D's on the Winston. D's getting very low, and we do have that pharmacy that Lootboxers run. Kaz seems simple. There is another Kaz on a different XL2 team, though. It'll confuse myself, but everyone, we're going to now say Kaz. Anubis able to get the first pick. Arrow does go down. And as I was about to say, no progress had been made. XL2 going to go ahead and take the initiative and get that bot moving. We do have that Brig Ana. But Lootboxers just pushing on the supports. And Archer is going to go down. Is going to be Kaz here. And Kaz going down as well. And D's able to get Eugene down. And Julian does get very low, looking at Anubis, hoping to get some squishies. But the combination of all those turrets and the Tesla cannon there from Winston, just a lot of damage for Julian to deal with. And XL2 is going to keep moving the payload. A lot of ults coming online for XL2, and we do have several ults for Lootboxers as well going into this next fight. But XL2 getting very close to that checkpoint. Julian there to stall. And there is going to be the wall, but Julian getting the pick onto Anubis. And D's using Primal, finishing off the pick onto Eugene, trying to keep Julian in there. And there is going to be the forward spawn for XL2. They're going to be the Mines. Lover able to get A7 down. Mines taking down D's. Kaz going down to Arrow. And Anubis and Archer trying to get out, but the speed and mobility of Lootboxers able to chase down Archer. That's going to be a nice stagger, forcing XL2 to have to do a full regroup here. But as I say that, it looks like XL2 is just going to keep walking out. Archer will get back when Archer gets back. Some very nice positioning, getting a lot of pressure onto Archer. There's going to be a pick from Anubis. And there's going to be Rally keeping Kaz alive. Does take down Dream Suite. And a very nice whip shot from Archer, taking Julian down. Lootboxers getting very close, only minimal difference between the two teams' capture progress. And there's going to be the beat. Here's going to come the nano onto A7. Archer able to strike first, does get Julian down. And another primal from D staying alive here. Going for Eugene in the air. Solid damage, but not enough with that Mercy Pocket from Dream Suite. Lootboxers retaking here. I do like the swap there from Anubis. And the Lootboxers are going to be able to close out. Looks like with that delay from forward spawn, XL2 may have had an opportunity to recontest and keep the lead, but Lootboxers ultimately able to come away with it. Nice shot there from Eugene, taking down A7. There's going to be the Molten Core from Anubis here. There's going to be a rally coming out. D's able to get Dream Suite down, applying a lot of pressure. Now getting Eugene a huge portion of the Lootboxers attack here shut down. Julian getting slept, but able to get out. Kaz with another nano on the line. We do have two ults getting very close, being the bomb and artillery from A7. But almost every ult online for the side of the Lootboxers. There's going to be a pulse. Able to get Anubis down. Almost able to get Archer as well. Eugene playing in close quarters. Arrow able to get two with that boop. D's able to get Eugene, however. Just watch it. Arrow. Oh my gosh! And a remake kill on Lover there. And D's hoping to not let Julian get out, but getting the Mega, maybe still able to continue going. There's going to be the beat drop from the side of Lootboxers as well. Julian getting one, Arrow getting another. Just a minute 30 left. Still not a ton of distance between the two teams. However, XL2 is going to have to win several fights in order to get there. But D's able to capitalize, does get Eugene, trying to stop the res from happening. And there's going to be the res body block coming from Julian, able to prevent D's from getting in there. And there's going to be a barrage, able to get both DPS on the Lootboxer. Solid play. And Nano does come out from Kaz. And we're now at the minute mark. And Eugene able to get the fast pick onto D's. No remech. And getting another pick there onto Anubis, who swaps the soldier. Maybe too little too late, but we won't know for sure. And a Yari pick there from Archer as well. Another barrage from Eugene, able to get two, but Kaz looking to get that pick. D's on the point. And this looks like it could be it. Will anyone be able to retouch? And that will be a no. Lootboxers cleaning up the series. That is going to be a 3-0 for the Lootboxers.
Play of the game.
And we got the great pleasure of watching that live. We got to see Archer's POV the first time and the second time, as that was the play of the game. But that is going to be all she wrote between these two teams, and we will be moving on. So before you close out this evening and say that the Overwatch Odyssey is done for the evening, we still have more Overwatch to be played. We do have a match at 10 o'clock. That will be between XL2 and University of Wyoming Pistols. So it'll be a good match to see. So don't stay away for too long. We've got about a half hour before that match starts. So get a snack, take a bio break there, and we'll see you back here in about half an hour. Well played by both teams. Lootboxers, solid win, overcoming XL2 A in some very close maps, but ultimately able to come away with a 3-0 victory. That is all she wrote for these two teams, and we will be right back at you at 10 o'clock EST.
Cause I got the flame and this is the proof. Loading my tote, I still want all the smoke. We ain't talking about jokes, we just talking about more. I see all of my goals and it's looking like gold. I ain't asking for hope cause I know that it's show. Now you seeing me blow. This is premeditated, I've been underrated. That's an understatement, I ain't coming later. The abundance came when I allowed my bosom to the loving greater. He the one who made it, so I'm in my bag. I that way before I ever raise a white flag. Shooting right back, raise the price tag. Chasing down on these ghosts to light grab. Who could really stop me is what I ask. Homie, you can never get your time back. Only me and my reflection fight back. Why this beat gon' probably need a nice pack. J like the 26, I'm finna run with it. I ain't gon' punt, we ain't taking it knee. I keep the starters and we going farther like T.O. and Philly, we throwing it deep. This only possible through all the obstacles. I went ahead and I found me some peace. It's why my reflection is rocking the cheese. J like the letter, I'm making several waves. I know the mission the same. I made a splash, now all of my passes last like running a race with Usain. I keep it coming like this is buffet. And if I'm stumbling, I'm in the grave. Never gon' fumble it, I get the bag and I run with it. Gunning it, gunning it, gunning it, gunning it. Worry with the legs, all about finesse, I am not impressed. I don't need a rest, coming in with less, then you see the flags. Elohim with the melody, and then he supply the breath. 70, keep it heavenly, everybody get the bread.
I got some bread and I got some cheese. I'm not impressed with none of the steez. Told her myself if it's up to me. Top of the list, I'm running the league, don't run into me. We not the same, the homie compete. I'm in the game, I'm pulling from deep. Lugging a loaf, this is air relief. Another loaf, I've been burning toast. Let them tell it, I done the most. I'm jumping high.